Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching according to your time zone. Welcome to another interesting edition of No Holds Barred with IT. My name is Itunu. How are we doing, people? I want to still on the celebrity copper girl. Yeah, that's what I call her now. Actually, she's my spec. I want to share with you one thing you don't really get about this girl. You don't really understand about her. That's why I'm doing this video. She doesn't come across to me as someone who is poor. You see, when you have activism in your blood, you will speak out. Okay, so she had apologized to them. Lagosians, Lagos is no more smelling, right? Good for you. Lagos is no longer smelling. But how about other things she addressed in the video that has caused Lagos state government to be to have sleepless night? Do you consider those ones? The only thing you heard in a video is that Lagos is smelling. So I'm glad to let you know that Lagos is no longer smelling. Raye doesn't come across to me as a poor girl. Check her out. Look at the wig on her head. Look at her nails. Look at the finishing of this girl. Look at her makeup. So she doesn't come across to me as someone who cannot buy eggs. But just because this thing, she's feeling for the majority of Nigerians. But alas, a lot of people came for her because of their pretense. I began to follow her on TikTok. She just advised Nigeria, a lot of you, to eat protein because she said you will need it for your brain to function well. I've seen a lot of things like you have done to online. A lady living somewhere in abroad said, why should she complain about egg? Things are expensive everywhere. So I wrote a comment on her video. I don't want to play nonsense videos on my channel. I asked her, that abroad that you are, they don't have light, right? They don't have roads. They don't have good health care and all of that. Is it about eggs? You can do without egg. But how about government functioning? So Raye has, I have to just call like that. I want to go into the details of her name so that I won't murder the pronunciation of her name. If like I said, she has apologized to them. What she did, I love this girl. I get what she did in that apology. I don't want to go into it so that distractors will not begin to use that again. I love that apology. It is good. What she did was what Yoruba will say, Eja pe were loko iyawo. Kojaro no koja. What does that mean? You are going on your own and a madman stood and said, if you don't call me the groom, you will not pass. And I said, you are the groom. You are not the groom now. You are not the groom. And someone said, call him the groom so that you can pass. And then you call the madman groom. I say, and he smiles, okay, now you can pass. Does that make him the groom? That's what she did. So that they will allow her to drink water and put cup down. This is the kind of girl that if Nigeria were to be a functioning state, government we know that she has something. So like I said, it's not about her. Look at Omoyele Sowore. Can Omoyele Sowore afford to feed conveniently? Yes. But because of what some of these people carry, the fire they carry in their bones, they cannot stand oppression. Look at her. Does she look like someone who is hungry? Does she look like someone who cannot, even if they are selling egg, a crate of egg for 10,000, I'm sure she can afford it. But for the masses, she spoke. But now that she has apologized, I hope you will let her rest. So she has advised people to eat more of protein. Let me allow you to see that video a little bit. Maybe, let's see. Maybe it's just. I'm trying to get the volume to be high.
Very easy to see people that are stupid, people that are foolish, people that don't consume enough protein. Because if you consume protein, if protein was cheap, your brain cells will still be functioning. It's not difficult to see people that the economy is affecting directly, but because of sheer stupidity, they won't come out to say it. If you're hungry, if protein is your problem, you need to consume more so you have sense. There's a reason why protein is very expensive in Nigeria. Why? Because a lot of us, our brain needs to actually die. Because for that one to take place, some people brain cells need to die. I've seen a lot of things actually. There's a particular old man that looks like life has left his body. When the stomach is empty, the brain is empty as well. It's not difficult. For every 50 stupid Nigerians out there, you will just know that majority of them, 40 of them, is as a result of hunger. You've not eaten well, and that is why you are being used to cajole others that are actually eating properly. When you see most of them talking nonsense, or when you see them defending nonsense, just go directly and tell them to go and consume more protein because your brain cells are.
You heard that. So she doesn't. So Lagos is not smelly, like I said. So shall we? I saw some. It's so unfortunate. The government now using some core members to do videos on X, on Twitter, that Lagos is beautiful, Lagos is not smelly. Thank God for now. Lagos is no more smelling. I think the people in Lagos go to separate market. So yeah, so they don't really understand what other majority of Nigerians are going through. Even the rich people in Nigeria, I've heard people complain how they will fill their gas with fill their car with like 100,000. How is that? One idiot came online and said, hey, when she was serving, she earned 7,000, and now they are earning this. I said, look at this empty brain. What 7,000 will do for you then? With 50,000, do it now. When I did youth call, we were paid 3,000. But what we did with 3,000 then, 100,000 will not do it now. Yes. So Lagosians, congratulations. Lagos is no longer smelling. All right, and you have separate markets that you go to. Yeah. You see, when people cannot talk in the face of oppression, I want an entity that says what's his name now? That says he's a special advisor or media something to Tinubu, say this lady deserves capital punishment. Does he know what capital punishment is? The people that are stealing billions in Nigeria, Yaya Bello is there, all of them. Gwandoje is there, they call him Gwanjo Dollar. He was caught on camera taking bribe, putting it in his barbariga. A lot. Nobody is saying anything. Those ones have not been given capital punishment. But a young girl, a 24-year-old girl, will say, okay, this country is not working, and then it's capital punishment. Although he has come out to say it doesn't mean that. I think he doesn't really understand English. Yeah, that's it. So Lagosians, congratulations. Thank you so much. I will come your way again maybe tomorrow. All right. Bye bye.